Hi, I'm Sarah from The Upcoming. Such a pleasure to have you here with us in beautiful Cannes. Maybe we could just begin with a brief introduction to your film, Les Balconettes. What can people expect when they watch it?
I think they can accept to see women who cross the borders and who are taking the space and their freedom. And so it's not politically correct. It's vulgar. It's funny, I hope, bloody, and with a lot of hope.
And I absolutely love the film. I love kind of how sort of punk it is. I love how it doesn't sort of want to sit in any particular genre. You switch between comedy and gore and horror. What were you thinking about when you first had the idea for the film? And why do you think using those genre elements helps you explore these really pertinent issues in a sort of really creative way?
First, when I wanted to do this movie, it's because I was escaping from this patriarchal world I was living in, and I was starting to realize all the dynamics, and I was suffocating. So I escaped to my girlfriend's apartment, and I was like, oh God, my body can be relaxed. My speak, my voice also, I can talk with everything, with the trauma. We were all talking about our trauma and with a lot of humor, and because we need this humor in life to in our friends circle to advance and to exercise some things, and so the genre, I wanted to explore the vulgarity, because feminist vulgarity, it's not a lot showed, and it's important to be free, I think, to catch some sincerity. It's also important to put blood in my movie, but blood with humor, both together. Because on our magazine tellement de choses, we keep inside so much things that at one point, it explodes. And it explodes in a movie, but it explodes with a lot of rage, but with humor. And so this was normal for me to put genre, because they need to defense. At least in a movie, I need to defend in a movie. I never defend myself. And the only way was in this movie. And I thought it was liberating for me and others, I hope. And so, but I'm not a violent person, so I couldn't separate it from humor. And but I needed also to be a really sensitive and poetic movie. Because it's a farce. It's almost what Nicole is writing, the book she's writing, and there is so many to invent, to break the rules, to the dynamic of narration is so much built on patriarchal narration dynamics. So to invent everything, I had to explore and expose everything. And like this woman, who are so different, each of them are so different. And so the movie had to be, the way I shoot the movie and the multiplicity of the genre has to be like them. They are multiple. They have a lot to explore, and the movie also has to be free. That's why I needed all this.
And I was really fascinated about how you sort of used the body, nudity, the female form, and how at different moments you could see the power dynamics about that. So, if you're a sex worker, you're controlling your image. But then in other instances, almost women are blamed for provoking men by showing their body. So it really seems to be exploring this idea of wanting to be liberated and not have to feel like you are responsible for men's actions depending on how you show your body as a woman. So I thought it was really, and even the gynecologist, I thought that was a brilliant moment. You really don't hold back. It's very fearless in that sense.
Fearless, I think, because I was so scared since I'm young as a girl. I didn't want to be fearless anymore in this movie. And I wanted to ask since the beginning the question, what is the problem with woman body? What is the problem with breast? What the fuck? Why? Like, if a woman is pudic and she doesn't want to show, she doesn't show. And if a woman wants to be topless because it's hot, she's topless because it's hot. or because she feed her baby. Like it's a breast, it's natural, it's the body. If a man has an excitation because he see a girl, you don't think we have excitement also when we see if an heterosexual woman see a guy that is topless, we can have excitement too, but we keep it for ourselves. We hold ourselves back. It's just, we don't. It's just so. This was important for me to ask through Ruby this question since the beginning. You will see my boobs of the movie. If you have the problem, don't look at it. If you're okay with it and don't sexualize it, look at it. And you will not see it anymore. And so I hope we even forget the bodies naked in the movie. And so this was very important, like this last scene, science fiction scenes where all these women in the street at night working fearless, most of them topless, showing their scars and their, different breasts, and with just no sexualization, it's just freedom. That was very, very important to me.
And I wondered also for you personally, having been an actress for such a long time and now, coming onto your second feature, also directing, does that feel incredibly empowering as well, even of your own image and controlling your own narrative? And you do notice there's a lot of women sort of taking on these kind of genres. I was thinking of Julia Ducournau as well. We are rewriting that narrative that we've seen in cinema and in society.
Yeah, and we miss so much the voice of women and their stories, that we have a lot to say, and a lot to explore. And it's funny because there is more and more genre movie, but I think it's because we hold inside so much rage and because so much trauma and so much violence that it's in the movies. It's understandable, and I think it's so much surprise what we will have. We will learn a lot more, because it's just the beginning of our speaks, our voice. We just start to hear them now, and there is a lot to say and a lot to discuss in the dialogues also with the society, with men and with the patriarchal society also. There is things to change, and I think cinema and the image in general, the stories we're telling can change the dynamic of the society.
100%. Thank you so much for sharing all that with me. Really
Thank you
huge
to you.
congratulations on the film. It was
Thank you,
absolutely
Shaya.
bold and brilliant.